Yo, it's your boy, let's see, Harry. So I'm doing this now. Press the button. I'm going live. Woo! I'm live on Facebook, like I've never done it before. HHWH in his fucking element. To tell you that we are enough, and that's it. You are enough. Um, it's a fact, and there's no need to after it, Harry. You are enough. You are powerful. You are incredible. And that's the truth. Something that I don't even believe fully now, but I'm trying to process that I'm enough as I am. So I do want to structure it a little bit, and I guess I'm going to make it quite personal. If anyone's interested in this information on my growing up with my father, and I guess what he's been like as a dad to me, and kind of like thinking about what damage he's done to me, that I have to undo now the rest of my life, and it's part of my mission of awakening. But one of the things that my dad, due to his own trauma and what he's been through, or lessons or whatever, but one of the things he's done to me is instilled basically a belief that I'm not enough and I'm unworthy. And actually, it goes a bit deeper than that, because to me he'd say that I didn't know how to look after myself. And I remember during my teenage years when I was really struggling, going through all the trauma, and he'd say to me, "What are you going to do, Harry? You don't even know how to look after yourself." And it wasn't from a nice place. It was from a dark place. And I can explain logically now, in my mind, why he said these things. I know exactly what he was doing. Because the thing is, my dad, being a low-frequency being that's been hurt by his dad, imagine a bully. Imagine to create a codependent relationship. God, this is going to be hard to ramble on. Try and explain this properly. You have to make people dependent on you, right? So if you're addicted to someone, you're addicted to having someone in your field, you have to lower their frequency, vibration, and confidence enough to keep them around you. So my dad has done to his children, to me, what he's done to my mum. So, to my mum was a really confident person before she met my dad, really confident. And that's why I was attracted to her. And then they got together. And then my dad did this thing called a fear of losing her, because he felt unworthy. So my dad felt unworthy. So he felt, oh, I'm going to lose this one woman. I think it was the first woman he ever slept with. Again, I can't ask my dad these questions, but because he won't answer them, honestly. But that's pretty much sure. So anyway, a fear of losing somebody he loved, my dad, meant in his personality he had a psyche, a tactic that all people do when you're not in abundance and you love somebody. What do? This is unconscious. What you do is you knock their self-esteem, their ability that they are enough, their feeling of power and abundance and freeness. You knock it, their ability to love themselves. So all of a sudden they lose their confidence, self-esteem that they had before they met you, and now they're with you because you're a traumatized individual passing on your curse. My dad passed on the curse to my mum, to me, which I'm breaking, and we get to the good part. But yeah, this is important because I'm not kind of explaining the story quite right. Also taking magic mushrooms too, which is give me insights, but it means I can't structure the story properly. But anyway, basically, if you're a traumatized individual with someone and you're in this kind of like codependent thing where you need that person for your validation, your self-esteem, because you don't have any, right? It's kind of bullying. What you do is you knock on their self-esteem. You make them feel unworthy. You tell them they are not enough. And that's exactly what happened with my dad to my mum. Because my mum was the most bravest person I've ever known. She moved countries from Argentina to England as an au pair, not speaking a word of English. But she took a job here in England, not speaking a word of English. Mad respect for a woman in the 70s from South America, Argentina, to do that. She was confident before she met my dad. Then my dad did the thing, knock the self-esteem of the individual that you love. And then what happens is when your self-esteem is knocked, you don't love yourself as much. Now all of a sudden you're in fear and you don't want to leave that person. So it creates, from the other person that was free, now they're not free because they don't love themselves enough to do the right thing, which is leave them. Which, if I look back at the relationship my mum and dad is, my higher self knows the truth. My higher self would have been, look, everything's perfect as it is with my mum and dad and everything, but I'm telling you, my higher self would have known it better for my mum to have left him a long time ago, because he's only learnt lessons of what he's done is right. The only way that some people are traumatized and passing on their generation curse to other people, the only way they're going to learn the lesson is for you to leave them. Same as genetic born psychopaths. Don't stay. The only way you can teach them sometimes is to leave them, cause a little bit of hurt. Anyway, long story short, that was my mum. And then my dad did the same to me all my life, telling me I'm not, verbally, not even unconsciously, consciously telling me, you are incapable of looking after yourself. You can't do this. You can't even, I'm not even exaggerating, get this, you can't even wipe your own bum properly. Silly things like this, which made no sense at the time. But because it's someone you love, it affects the psyche. And this is where I want to go with this Facebook Live. If you're still watching, thank you, because I'm jumbled all over the place, but I'm going somewhere deep. He's ingrained in my psyche that I don't know how to look after myself. I'm not enough. I'm incapable of looking after myself. And it's very deep, and it's really affected me, even though I've denied it for a long time. And the only thing that's really showed me that his words of poison have affected me in my teenage years, the only thing that's shown me that it's affected my mind is magic mushrooms. So every time I take magic mushrooms, not every time, don't exaggerate, Harry, but often when I take them in micro and macro doses, or in between those, I realise that I have these thoughts of I can't look after myself in a basic way, which is not true. It's not the reality of how I exist. I do know how to take care of myself. I'm not perfect with it. And by the way, if I don't know how to take care of myself, part of the problem is what I've just said, my dad, because he's definitely ingrained in my psychology. So, if I'm feeling unloved and unworthy, as we all are, by traumatized individuals from past family lineages and curses in our blood, but also in our families, here's the nice bit. What we can do to heal ourselves is a load of shit. And I think some of the most important include magic mushrooms, very powerful supplements and all this stuff. Amazing, root, clean slate and all that, it's great. But what I want to focus on is words, the power of words, because words from someone I cared about, my dad, affected my psyche, whether I deny it. Whether I deny it or not, it's in my psyche and it's affected me. So what I'm going to come to is affirmations, affirming to the positive, to undo the damage of someone telling you something. The power of words from someone you love to the negative can really hurt us, can really get inside our egos, and even if we know that what they're saying isn't true, it can really hurt us, words. But words can save us, like spells, right? Every word we put out there, I can do this, I can do this, and you put out a good spell that you can do it. I can make $1 million. What's wrong with that? No harm to the universe. I can make $1 million. You put a good spell, but also words can really fucking hurt you. I am worthless. I don't know how to look after myself. I am incapable of having a relationship. I'm incapable of having friends. Oh God, my dad used to tell me this. My dad used to tell me all the time. I'm remembering as I'm talking to you. My dad used to tell me, you don't even have any friends. My dad used to say, you're never going to have a girlfriend, and you don't even know how to make friends, let alone a girlfriend. And that really affected my psyche for a long time. It actually slowed my growth down until I eventually did start having solid friends, and it took me up to last year to eventually have a girlfriend. That's how long my dad's been in my life. Yes, I've been living with my parents a long time, but I'm just telling you, like, the damage that's been done, it's incredible. But affirmations are amazing. So, one of the best affirmations you can say is, I am powerful, I am worthy, I can look after myself. The basics, the core. People always go for the ones that, like, the money and all that stuff. That's good, do them. What about the core? I love myself unconditionally. I am enough. I am worthy. Tell you something I'm really going to go down the affirmations path this year. I've been in phases where I don't and I do. I've had some incredible results from saying affirmations over and over again. They're incredible. And also with visualizations, really powerful too. These are tools and spells that we can put to the positive to heal the damage of the traumas. Each of you has a unique trauma. We're all the one, right? But we have a unique experience of trauma, of something holding you back to you. Some of you might be money's really holding you back. You just always have no money. Some of you might be whatever it is, it's all unique to you. What you do with affirmations is, I like to do, is I personalize the affirmations to my biggest issues. It's obvious, right? So if my biggest issues are, I really don't feel at the core that I know how to look after myself, I'll say the opposite now in affirmations. So I'll focus, because there's so many affirmations out there amazing. You can list a whole load of them, spend a whole day doing affirmations. But you focus on the core ones to you that are most important, due to the ones that you resonate most with your trauma. So for me, it is, I love myself unconditionally. I am enough. I am capable of looking after myself, and also huge, because I come from a position of terrible social anxiety, crippling social anxiety. If you meet me, you know. Or maybe not, because I put a lot of work in myself, but I'm being honest with you guys, I've got really bad social anxiety. So what I've been doing is, with the affirmations and my love of them, the last 2 months, I'm back on it now, and seeing great results. I'm saying things like, I am comfortable around strangers. I am at ease around people. I have good social skills. All these things are really important to me. And it might sound like it's ego, but it's not. It's because these are things holding me back from my higher self. They're my biggest traumas. Your biggest trauma is holding you back from your biggest breakthrough. So if you affirm to the positive, the negative to that trauma, because you guys aren't silly, you know your specific traumas and what it's meant and stopped you doing in your life. So you get an affirmation and visualization to the opposite of the trauma, boom. That's your personalized program of how you deal with your trauma and speed up your progress by actually, taking seriously. Believe it or not, if anyone's watching this, you won't believe this, you probably take your spiritual, emotional, physical health more seriously than me. I mean, I'm good, but honestly, if I was to bet, you'd be surprised. So respect to you, and I go through phases when I need this, and I start to see more clarity as I realise how fucked up I am. The more fucked up I truly acknowledge I am, the more serious I take this shit. And I've been through phases where I've been just riding it, and now I want to go a little bit and focus on affirmations, visualizations, spiritual path, less external validation. It's still in me, it's still in all of us, but I've got to try and get rid of this shit and really focus, so that when you guys do come and meet me, I can be that person that's congruent between a Facebook la-di-da and a real person that is grounded and really putting in the work. Because we also know on the world of Facebook, there's loads of people that front and quite honestly are fake, and I get it. I mean, look, even I am, but there's levels. So I'm trying to put the work in so that level isn't such a difference between your perception of me on Facebook and who I am in real life. Because I'm just a human. You know, we all are human. I'm worse in real life than you'd ever probably imagine. I don't want too many people to be disappointed when they meet me. So yeah, this video basically, I've gone all over the place, and I do blame the magic mushrooms, but the insights are good. I've had it installed in me that I'm not enough, I can't look after myself, I never have friends, I never have a girlfriend, and all this bullshit. And it was told verbally to me over time, like a true toxicity, true dark spell that my dad has created, and it's actually affected my psyche. But I have the power, and I've been for a long time now undoing it, but I can speed it up. I can speed it up because I acknowledge it, the power the mushrooms has taught me, but I still feel these things that my dad's put into me. But I can undo it with the power of mushrooms heal by themselves. They give me great insights, but in my day-to-day life, affirming to the positive your deepest trauma. You know what traumas hold you back from the specific things that you could be and could do. Say your trauma involves around your first relationship. You don't trust men if you're a girl. That's quite common with girls, isn't it? Not trusting men. So you know your trauma is because you had a really bad experience, a traumatized experience with your first partner. Now you're not going to trust any men, and then they don't even walk into relationships trusting men. That's not a good open space to walk into relationships to meet your perfect person. But you can undo it because you know your specific trauma, and you're going to look at it real, and then you say, I'm open to possibilities of new relationships with people, with men. You see, it's called undoing the spell. And that's it. That's all I want to do and leave you with. Let's all undo the spell that's been given to us by consequence of existing. That's all I ask. Let's all join together and work on ourselves, and let's undo the spell slowly.